Hey guys, this is Dan at Yourpbfriend.com. We're going to do a quick video on the Bob Long Insight NG and how to tune the trigger out of the box so that it doesn't run away on you or do ramping. Quickly, I'm going to explain to you what's going on. What's happening is people right out of the box are taking their insights, they're going to shoot it, and the guns, once they start shooting, the gun starts being carried away and starts shooting pretty much full auto. The problem that you're seeing there is the Insight NG has a very fast cycle time, the time that the bolt shoots forward and comes back. The kick that you feel on the Insight is when the bolt shoots back so fast, you feel the kick right here. It doesn't kick up like many paintball guns, it kicks straight back. What this causes is it causes the trigger to actually bounce against the micro switch, causing itself to fire over and over. So out of the box, it's just a little bit of a tuning for you to do that. Bob left it that way so that you guys can actually tune it yourself to how you want it. And I'm going to teach you how to do that really quickly. So the first thing that you want to do, well, I'm going to explain to you. The spring in here is the same spring that the Insight or that the VIS uses, the G6R, and also this Insight. The only difference they do with the Insight is they actually take the spring out and they stretch it a little bit in the factory. That's why you feel such a stiff pull right there, to help prevent that runaway. So what you need to do when you get it out of the box, if you're having runaway, is you want to make it so the activation point is 3/4 through the pull. If you notice right here, right there, barely any movement. Let me focus this, if you can hear that. So barely any movement is required to make the gun fire. This will make it so that it actually bounces. So what you want to do is you want to get your 1/16 Allen key right here. Yeah, it's 1/16. Okay, you want to get your 1/16 Allen key, and you have two adjustments on this trigger. You have this top screw right here that the Allen key is put in, and this one controls the activation when it actually pushes the micro switch. The second one is this one right here, and it's the stop, so how far you can pull the trigger. You want to stick your 1/16 Allen key, and you want to reverse this out a little bit. Reversing it out will make it so that you can pull the trigger farther back. You see, so a longer pull. And then what you want to do is you want to reverse back the other one as well. There's not a set amount of pulls or twists that you do on this, because each Insight screws are set at a little different length. But the goal here is we're going to make it so that out of your trigger pull, you got one length. If this is the length from when you pull the trigger back to when it stops, you want the trigger pull to be 3/4 of the way through before it activates. That way you got less room to bounce. If your trigger pull is a hairline, so you just tap it right here and it activates, you have the problem. You want to be able to pull the trigger to here. So right here, let me focus. Let's see. Click. Click right there. So we're actually going to do it a little more than that. So we're loosening it out. You see? Clicks right there. And then it stops. Alright, so that should be it. So you have a little bit longer of a trigger pull. There's one more thing which you're going to do. Go into programming mode. You hold down the trigger and you turn it on. There we go. Let me try to focus it for you guys. Alright. So you use the trigger to scroll through the settings, and we are going to go not debounce. The debounce on the Insight does nothing. And the VIS. That's a setting that's only for the G6R. So those that put that up to 10, I believe that's what it goes to, that actually does nothing. What you want to do is go to the mech debounce. That's the mechanical debounce that tells the board how long the micro switch needs to be activated before it fires. Now we're talking milliseconds, so that's very little. But we're actually going to turn that from the stock setting up from 3 to 5, which is the max setting. So you press this button, the back button, to get into that setting. You use a trigger to adjust it up, and then you press this again to exit out. Now you can scroll through. Trigger filter, don't mess with that. You don't need to at all. Never will you have to mess with that on the Insight. Dwell should be stock dwell at 12, 68 caliber. Bolt delay you don't need to mess with. Right hand text, and then factory reset. And that's the BIP delay. But so turn the board off to save it. You just hold it down. Alright, so now you should have an Insight pretty easily that won't run away on you. Again, you can, for those of you that just really don't like that stiff trigger pull and don't want to have that longer trigger pull, Bob will recommend this as well. There's two options. They either made the new Delrin light trigger that Bob Long has made, the KO trigger. The lightness of that trigger eliminates most of the trigger bounce, so that's pretty good. They've also made the Violent series has their scythe and their deuce trigger, and they have one more adjustment. They have the pre-travel screw right here, so that's actually 3 adjustments on that one, and that one's a Delrin light trigger as well. So what you can do is you can, with that, you get less of a bounce because it's a lighter trigger, and you can actually just adjust it right there to pretty much make the trigger however you want on that. But yep, here's the way to do it with the stock Bob Long Insight NG. Remember to hit up Yourpbfriend.com for all your Bob Long needs. We have it all, and we're the place to get all your goods for Bob Long in the US. So yep, hit us up, let me know if you have any questions, and hopefully this works for you and gets rid of all your heartache. Thanks.